Welcome to Preparing for a School Nutrition Program Administrative Review, Part 3. During this training, we will discuss general areas of compliance and other federal programs review sections to assist sponsors in being successful during their administrative review and every day. Each sponsor has an administrative review once every 3-year review cycle, which includes both off-site and on-site activities. The administrative review is designed to ensure program integrity and compliance with federal law and regulations in the operation of the National School Lunch and School Breakfast programs. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone of a few key points. These are terms used throughout this presentation. Sponsor, that's you, is the word we use for any organization that is operating or sponsoring a federal nutrition program. This could be a public school district, a private school, a charter school, or a residential child care institution. You are all sponsors. ODEC&P, that's us, is the Oregon Department of Education Child Nutrition Programs. We are here to help support you in your work of providing nutritious meals to the students you serve. We recognize that the legislation, regulations, guidance manuals, memos, and forms that USDA and ODEC&P provide for you can sometimes be challenging to understand. We are here to help you navigate our webpage, find a form, understand a regulation, or answer questions to help you do your work. Please don't hesitate to ask questions at any time. The sponsor specialist list for the state is posted on our webpage, or each sponsor can find their assigned specialist in C&P Web on the Packet tab heading. This slide outlines the administrative review structure. In this section, we will be discussing how general program compliance is evaluated during the administrative review. The modules in this section include civil rights, sponsor on-site monitoring, local wellness policy, Oregon Smart Snacks, professional standards, water, food safety, storage and Buy American, school breakfast and summer meals outreach, and reporting and record keeping. The Civil Rights module ensures compliance with and enforcement of non-discrimination laws in all food and nutrition services, nutrition programs, and activities. The off-site assessment questions cover the non-discrimination statement, public release and notification, information on services for limited English proficient households, complaint procedures, complaints received, accommodating students with special dietary needs, civil rights training for sponsor staff, and racial ethnic data collection. On-site, during meal observation, your assigned specialist will determine the following. Is the USDA approved and Justice for All poster in a prominent location visible to program participants? Do all program participants have equal access to the program without discrimination? And do program materials contain the correct non-discrimination statement? USDA has recently clarified that all eligibility notifications need the full, long statement. Also, the full statement must be on the main food service webpage. Applications for meal benefits and letters sent to households must contain the full non-discrimination statement. The short version of the non-discrimination statement may not be used on these documents. The second module is Sponsor On-Site Monitoring. The on-site monitoring serves as an internal audit of school breakfast program and National School Lunch Program operations. On-site monitoring is an integral part of managing your nutrition program. The monitoring form is sent out with a memo each October and also posted on the main school nutrition program webpage under SNP Resources. On-site monitoring allows sponsors to ensure that all schools are meeting program requirements. On-site monitoring is required for sponsors with more than one site and encouraged for all sponsors. The on-site monitoring questionnaire is filled out for each service site by the sponsor by February 1st each year. The off-site assessment of this module has questions that help define how the sponsor monitors the counting and claiming at meal sites within the correct time frame. When your assigned specialist is on-site, they will look at on-site monitoring forms for all sites and verify that issues found by the sponsor, which required corrective action, were resolved within 45 days. Sponsor's Local Wellness Policy is the next module reviewed in the General Program Compliance section. All National School Lunch Program sponsors are required to have a local wellness policy. In addition to schools, this includes residential child care institutions, detention centers, and treatment facilities. In 2010, the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act strengthened local wellness policy requirements by adding provisions regarding content, public input, implementation, evaluation, and transparency. These new regulations change the policy's content requirements while at the same time requiring that sponsors take specific actions regarding their respective wellness policies on a continual basis. The off-site assessment for this module includes a review of the sponsor's wellness policy and all related documentation to ensure that all required elements are met. Sample wellness policies for RCCIs and schools are available on the ODE School Wellness Policy website. The Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act added nutrition promotion goals to the required elements on a sponsor's local wellness policy. The reviewing specialist must ensure that specific goals for nutrition promotion are included in the policy, along with the other requirements that are identified on this slide and in the guidance. This evaluation considers whether the policy contains the required elements, not the quality of those elements or the quality of the policy itself. The required elements of a wellness policy involve many departments. Sponsors determine the specific goals and policies appropriate for the sites under their jurisdiction. The required elements are a minimal framework, and sponsors are encouraged to consider all areas where policy change can impact wellness. The Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act also added implementation assessment to the requirements of a local wellness policy. Sponsors conduct this assessment a minimum of every 3 years. There are specific criteria that need to be evaluated in this assessment. 1, the extent to which schools are in compliance with the sponsor's wellness policy, and 2, the progress schools have made toward attaining the goals of the sponsor's wellness policy. A copy of the most recent assessment conducted by the sponsor will be reviewed by your specialist during the off-site portion of the administrative review. The method used to make the results of the assessment public will also be reviewed. The next module is Smart Snacks. The assessment for this area will occur both off-site and on-site. Smart Snacks are any ready-to-eat foods available for sale to students on the school campus during the extended school day, other than those meals reimbursable under the NSLP and SBP. During the on-site phase of the review, the reviewing specialist will observe meal service for breakfast and/or lunch, as well as the serving and dining areas, and evaluate foods sold to students for compliance with Smart Snack standards. This will include school stores, fundraisers, and vending machines. Professional standards questions are included in the off-site assessment tool and include questions about total student enrollment, employee count for nutrition service staff, recent hiring of school nutrition program directors, and planned or completed training hours for staff. Professional standards questions are included in the off-site assessment tool and include questions about total student enrollment, employee count for nutrition service staff, recent hiring of school nutrition program directors, and planned or completed training hours. On-site documentation review could include, but is not limited to, nutrition program employee lists, training sign-in sheets and attendance rosters, certificates of completion for applicable trainings, training agendas, planned or scheduled trainings, and education achievement certificates such as diplomas. A sponsor is considered compliant with professional standards area of review if documentation demonstrates that all school nutrition program personnel have met or will meet annual training requirements, and that all new directors hired after July 1 of 2015 have met the hiring requirements listed in regulation. The next module is water. The assessment for this area will occur on-site. The Healthy Hunger for Kids Act included a requirement for free potable water to be available in each lunch meal service location. The Smart Snacks in Schools rule includes the requirement that free potable water is available in the cafeteria during breakfast service. Even if you are offering breakfast in the classroom, water only needs to be available in the cafeteria. Potable means safe to drink. This requirement does not mean free bottled water for students. Students are required to have unrestricted access to water in or adjacent to the serving or dining area. Providing cups for the drinking fountain is encouraged, but not required. During the on-site phase of the review, your specialist will observe meal service for breakfast and/or lunch. Water requirements will be evaluated at that time. Please note, while water must be made available to students during the meal service, program operators are not to promote or offer water or any other beverage, including juice, as an alternative selection to milk. Food safety is another module in Section 4 of the Administrative Review. The off-site and on-site review of food safety includes a written food safety plan, food safety inspections, record keeping, and storage for each review site. A written food safety plan gives direction to the food service department staff that will help ensure good food safety practices are followed. The sponsor must have a written food safety plan in place for each location where food is stored, prepared, or served. This means alternative meal service areas such as hallways, classrooms, and school buses must be included in addition to cafeterias during the food safety plan development. The plan must use the hazard analysis and critical control point principles following USDA guidelines. During the on-site review, the reviewing specialist will verify the number of inspections performed in the past school year, review the inspection report for violations, verify inspection reports are posted and clearly visible, ensure good food safety practices are in use, and check for storage violations and visible evidence of pests. Examples of good food safety practices include using proper personal hygiene, monitoring and recording temperatures for foods and storage equipment, using clean preparation areas, service areas, and utensils. Your assigned specialist will not conduct a food safety inspection. They will be ensuring food safety inspections are being conducted and that procedures observed on the day of review are consistent with procedures observed by county health inspectors during their visits. The assigned specialist will request to see temperature records from a chosen day in the last 6 months. This is intended to show record-keeping compliance and will be done for each site selected for a review. During meal observation, the assigned specialist will be noting kitchen practices for food safety compliance. The storage areas for food and equipment used at both on-site and off-site facilities will be evaluated at this time as well. Sponsors are required and expected to purchase domestic agricultural products that are produced and processed in the United States substantially using agricultural commodities that are produced in the United States. Limited exceptions exist when products are not available in the required quantities as long as documentation is maintained. To determine compliance with the Buy American standard, the specialist will check food labels for the country of origin in the following categories: grains, oil, and dry baking goods, condiments, herbs and spices, canned or frozen fruit and fruit juices, canned or frozen vegetables and vegetable juices, frozen meat and entree items, refrigerated foods, such as produce and dairy. USDA recommends considering domestic menu items before making exceptions for imports. Another module in this section is outreach for school breakfast programs and summer meals. Summer meals outreach encompasses both the Summer Food Service Program and the Seamless Summer option for NSLP. Materials and documentation of outreach for the school breakfast program and summer meals will be reviewed on-site. Every sponsor is required to make reasonable effort to advertise locations of free meals for children in the community. This applies even if sponsors do not participate in the Summer Food Service Program themselves. The last module in General Program Compliance is Reporting and Record Keeping. This will be addressed during the on-site assessment. Examples of program records include, but are not limited to, free and reduced applications, benefit issuance documents, direct certification lists, claim and supporting documentation, menus and production records, and any applicable policies and procedures for all programs. Records should be retained for 3 years plus the current year. Electronic record keeping is an acceptable form of storage. For Provision 2 sites, records establishing base year must be maintained until you establish a new base year plus 3 years. For community eligibility sites, records must be maintained for 3 years from the end of the provision cycle. In the General Program Compliance modules, all of which we discussed today, noncompliance results in technical assistance and written corrective action plans that are submitted to ODE-C&P for approval. Technical assistance and corrective action can occur throughout the review process, off-site, on-site, and post-visit. If the sponsor submits a written corrective action plan which is approved by ODE-C&P, no fiscal action is required. If a sponsor either fails to submit a written corrective action plan or does not implement corrective action as required, then ODE-C&P may withhold claims until corrective action occurs. These common findings for general program compliance areas include local wellness policy, a missing wellness policy or assessment of policy, smart snacks, organizations not meeting regulations or maintaining records, food safety, missing food safety plan, missing standard operating procedures, recipes not assigned to a process category, missing temperature logs for refrigerator, freezer, or food, summer meal outreach not conducted. You will notice that some of the findings listed above include missing documents. These would also be considered a finding under the Reporting and Record Keeping section of General Program Compliance. In this section, we will be discussing how other federal programs are evaluated during the administrative review. The programs that are reviewed in this section are After-School Snack Program, Seamless Summer Option, Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, and Special Milk Program. Seamless Summer Option and the Summer Food Service Program are different programs. Less than 5% of sponsors participate in the Seamless Summer Option. Seamless Summer Option is reviewed as part of the administrative review during the Seamless Summer Option service time. If you participate in the Summer Food Service Program, the program review is unrelated to this administrative review process. Contact your assigned specialist if you have questions about which summer meal program you participate in. The first module in this section is After School Snack Program. Both the National School Lunch Program and Child and Adult Care Food Program have after-school snack programs. This review is only for National School Lunch Program After-School Snack Program. Contact your assigned specialist if you have questions about which after-school snack program you participate in. The after-school snack program draws students into supervised after-school care programs that are safe, fun, and filled with learning opportunities. After-school snacks fill the gap between the lunch students receive at school and supper and helps ensure that children and youth receive the nutrition they need to learn, play, and grow. Any site selected for administrative review that operates the after-school snack program will have a supplemental after-school snack program administrative review. Your reviewing specialist will need to verify the following site eligibility information for the after-school snack programs. There's acceptable enrichment and/or educational activities being provided. Documentation of area eligibility or student free and reduced eligibility is being kept. Snacks are served after the school day has ended unless operating an expanded learning time program. Students are age eligible. And snack pricing follows the after-school snack pricing requirements. The following will be reviewed to confirm accurate counting and claiming: daily attendance and sign-in sheets, claim consolidation sheets, and supporting daily documents to show that a system is in place to ensure only one snack per student per day is claimed. If a sponsor is area eligible, they must record the total number of snacks served to each student each day. If a sponsor is not area eligible, they must record the number of snacks served to individual students by category, free, reduced, or paid each day. Documentation such as menus and production records show that only reimbursable snacks were claimed and that they support the number of snacks claimed. Additional documentation may be requested, including orders, invoices, and delivery records. Records must be retained for 3 years plus the current year of operation. The meal pattern for after-school snack includes 4 components: fluid milk, meat or meat alternate, fruit or vegetable, and grains, breads. When offering milk as an after-school snack component, only flavored or unflavored fat-free or unflavored 1% milk are allowed. A meal planned for after-school snack must include at least 2 of the 4 different components in their full portion size. Students must be served 2 different components for their snack to be counted for reimbursement. Here is an example of menu and production record documentation showing reimbursable snacks were served. On this day, 2 of the 4 different components were served. Each component was served in the correct portion size. If you're serving pre-K separately from older students, their snack plan will need to follow the CACFP meal pattern requirements. If you have questions, please contact your specialist. In the area of monitoring, your assigned specialist will need to verify that the sponsor conducts a self-review of each after-school snack program operation twice per year. The first review must be made during the first 4 weeks that the after-school snack program is in operation each school year. The second review of the after-school snack program must be made prior to the end of each school year. Depending on the timing of the on-site review, the site review documents for the current or past year will be requested. Sponsors should retain records of the self-reviews on file for 3 years plus the current year. Other areas your assigned specialist will review for after-school snack program include whether the USDA FNS approved non-discrimination poster is displayed in a location visible to recipients, that program staff produce and serve snacks following guidelines for keeping food safe and sanitary, that the review of the site's HACCP plan includes standard operating procedures for the after-school snack program, and that temperatures are tracked and kept on logs for applicable items. School eligibility, counting and claiming, claim validation, self-review documentation, civil rights and food safety practices may be verified during an on-site after-school snack service observation. If problem areas are identified either off-site or on-site, corrective action is required. Corrective action is required to bring the after-school snack program into compliance. Fiscal action is required if adults or ineligible students are claimed, and fiscal action is required if snacks served to students are missing a component. Here are common findings from previous administrative reviews that resulted in corrective action or fiscal action. In counting and claiming, snack counts were inaccurate, snacks were claimed on the weekends, or snacks were claimed for students that did not meet age requirements. In snack service, the snack was missing a component, there were missing or incomplete production records, grains were not credited correctly, or the fruit-vegetable portion size was not adequate. And in monitoring, self-review was not complete within the first 4 weeks of operation. The Seamless Summer option permits sponsors of the National School Lunch Program to serve meals during summer break using the same meal service rules and claiming procedures they use during the regular school year. The specialist conducting your Seamless Summer review may use information gathered from the administrative review to complete some portions of this review area. All of these areas are evaluated exactly like National School Lunch and School Breakfast programs, including menu and production records, meal counting and claiming, food safety, sponsor on-site monitoring, and menu planning for appropriate age grade groups. Seamless summer guidance requires that sponsors make a reasonable effort to advertise the availability of free meals to children in the community, and that all advertising materials contain the required non-discrimination statement. Sponsors must plan meals for Seamless Summer Option using the exact same meal pattern as National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program. The on-site review for Seamless Summer Option will occur in the summer following the administrative review and verify the following for meal planning and meal service. The menus follow NSLP and SBP meal pattern requirements. Meals are consumed on-site during approved meal service times. All eligible children are offered one meal before seconds are offered. The food safety plan is followed, and alternate arrangements are made for inclement weather. The Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, or FFVP, aims to increase children's exposure to and consumption of a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables. FFVP compliance is assessed through claim validation and service observation. Your reviewing specialist will validate a claim for each site selected for review. Any month's claim can be selected as long as it's been submitted for reimbursement and is from the current school year. To complete the claim validation, the reviewing specialist will compare the site's cost documentation for the selected month against the cost claim for reimbursement. Site cost documentation may include, but is not limited to, invoices, timesheets, and purchase orders. Furthermore, the specialist must ensure that the cost documented is for allowable program charges. If the claim cannot be validated, the specialist must require corrective action. Your assigned specialist will need to observe the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program operations. FFVP can occur in a variety of locations and at different times within a participating site. The specialist will observe at least one location. Teachers are encouraged to participate in the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program by modeling the behaviors for students to follow. Other adults are not allowed to consume the fruits and vegetables served during FFVP food service. Observation at a selected site ensures the program is available to all enrolled children at no cost. Meal service times are during the school day and not during school breakfast or National School Lunch service. The program is widely publicized within the school, and only allowable products are served and food safety principles are followed. The last program in Section 5 of the Administrative Review is the Special Milk Program. The Special Milk Program provides milk to children in locations where they do not have access to other federal child nutrition meal service programs. To evaluate compliance off-site, the assigned specialist will request documents and records as needed to review the pricing policy, meal service procedures, counting and claiming system, and record keeping. Documents may include invoices, daily meal count records, including point of service meal count, student roster, and claim consolidation. On-site review is only required if discrepancies are discovered during the documentation review. Thank you for participating in this presentation. If you have any questions about the general program compliance or other federal programs areas of review, please contact your assigned specialist. Thank you for participating and preparing for an Administrative Review Part 3 for the National School Lunch Program. If you have any questions, please contact your assigned child nutrition specialist. We greatly appreciate all of the work that you do to fuel Oregon's future.